Welcome to episode 10 of Tales from the Scamverse. This week's story is Taco Meat Fountain. The narrator means well, right? Today's episode is sponsored by St. Tetanus Medical Center. Of all the things we spread kindness first. Enjoy!
We at St. Tetanus Medical Center believe in innovation, especially visionary practices to increase revenue. That's why St. Tetanus Medical Center is the first hospital in the Scamverse to implement groundbreaking use of coin-operated wheelchairs, Foley catheters, home oxygen equipment, and pacemakers. We at St. Tetanus Medical Center will continue to make change for you. Really, we now have a coin machine by the main entrance. St. Tetanus Medical Center. Of all the things we spread, kindness is first.
Taco Meat Fountain. I just had the best day, but I'll start at the beginning. My friends Jamie and Carla had invited me to come to their home for dinner on Friday, but I didn't know what to bring. I called them up and asked, and they said, bring anything. Well, they're both vegetarian, and I wondered if vegetarians don't eat meat because they've never had it served to them all classy-like. Like, what if they had classy taco meat in champagne glasses? Would they eat meat then? I also remembered that I designed an awesome champagne fountain for Jamie and Carla's wedding reception. So I had an idea. I would build a fountain to serve classy taco meat in fancy champagne glasses. I had to overcome some technical challenges. First, champagne is a liquid, but taco meat isn't, mostly. Second, champagne fountains are not that big. They can usually sit on top of a table. But to get the torque and force needed to pump taco meat, I had to design a larger gear system. Instead of the smaller pump system in traditional champagne fountains, I built a large gear system and powered it with a small engine borrowed from my neighbor's lawnmower. Note to self, tell neighbor. The final result, Taco Meat Fountain, was impressive in its own right. Standing 5 feet tall, it had a 3-foot-tall square base with a fountain on top. The fountain part looked much like a traditional champagne fountain. Base bottom, middle tier with spouts, and a small bowl on top. Size was the fundamental difference. The bottom basin was 3 feet wide, and the spouts were about 3 inches wide, which allows for variable meat clump size. Lastly, I needed taco meat. Lots of taco meat. My calculation said I would need 5 to 8 gallons of taco meat, but to be safe, I would make extra. So I spent all day Friday cooking taco meat and also spraying my apartment for centipedes, but mostly cooking taco meat. I finished with 17 gallons of glistening, mostly centipede-free taco meat. Next, I had to get it all to Jamie and Carla's house, and I loaded it all in my car, but the fountain took a little disassembly to fit. I hadn't scheduled for that and was now running late. But on the way there, I made friends with 2 guys playing tag with the police. The police were chasing them, so I assumed the police were it. I asked if they needed a ride, and they said, "Sure, just drive. So my new friends, Sticky Fingers Stan and Larceny Larry, came along to help, because friends do that. Jamie and Carla weren't home, but they left a note saying they ran to the store and to go in and make myself at home. My new friends helped me carry everything inside. While I set up Taco Meat Fountain, my new friends toured the house. It is a very nice little house. Jamie and Carla recently bought new white furniture to match the white carpet, and everything was neat and clean. Sticky Finger Stan and Larceny Larry really liked the new plasma TV. Really liked it. Except apparently it was dirty, so they asked to borrow my car to go wash the TV. I thought that was nice of them and gave them my car keys. Because friends do that. Sticky Finger Stan and Larceny Larry carried the plasma TV out and called me an idiot. Those guys. So I finished setting up Taco Meat Fountain and filled it with glistening taco meat, just as my friends Jamie and Carla returned home. "What's that smell?" they demanded merrily. Upon seeing Taco Meat Fountain, they said excited things like, "No, no, no," and "Get that thing out of here." So I thought, well, it's now or never. A few yanks on the pull cord and Taco Meat Fountain sputtered to life. I handed my friends classy champagne glasses and told them, "You're welcome." They stared at the Taco Meat Fountain in impressed disbelief. "What the is happening?" they cheered. Taco Meat Fountain pumped out the grease first, which gave the fountain a golden, sticky sheen. Then Taco Meat plopped out of the spouts in glistening clumps. "That is disgusting. Seriously, what the they said. I thanked them for their compliments. It took a little while for Taco Meat Fountain to reach full force, as it had to reheat the cycling meat clumps. My friends were curious about it and asked questions like, "Why would you do this?" and "How do you shut this thing off?" After a few minutes, the meat was piping hot, and the sizzling grease lubricated Taco Meat Fountain, and the meat flow increased dramatically. Next, Taco Meat Fountain did something I hadn't expected. As I mentioned earlier, I made the gears really powerful to compensate for the lack of fluid movement. However, I failed to allow for taco meat becoming slippery when hot. Pretty soon, bits of greasy taco meat flung past the basin and landed on the white carpet. Jamie and Carla waved their arms in impressed horror. I think they screamed, "This is awesome!" But it may have been, "Shut it off!" It was hard to hear because Taco Meat Fountain made a loud grinding noise and the floor shook. Piping hot taco meat overshot the basin a bit more, then a bit more. An enormous boom rattled the windows, and Taco Meat Fountain became Shrieking Taco Meat Cannon, firing hot taco meat projectiles everywhere. We ducked and ran for safety. Today, I discovered that careening chunks of spicy ground beef can easily blast holes in windows, doors, drywall, fish tanks, and framed wedding pictures. Pelting hot taco meat dominated the air as we soldier crawled through a slippery marsh of grease, meat, and centipede parts. After about a minute, Taco Meat Fountain ran out of ammunition. It sat angrily for a while smoking and shaking, then shut down. My friends looked up and surveyed their house, but mostly the front door part of their house. Sticky Finger Stan and Larceny Larry stood there with a freshly washed plasma TV. "Hey, taco meat," they said, and brought the TV inside. Sticky Finger Stan and Larceny Larry set up the plasma TV, and I thought how lucky we were that the plasma TV hadn't been in the house. I told Jamie and Carla that, and they stared at me, which is a lot like smiling. Later that evening, Jamie and Carla sobbed and called their insurance company. Sticky Finger Stan, Larceny Larry, and I sat on the couch eating handfuls of mostly centipede-free taco meat, because friends do that. We watched reruns of MASH because that show is awesome. As I see it, a good day is any day you make new friends. The best day is when you make all your friends happy, like today. Thank you for listening. So, unfortunately, as of this writing, I'm not aware of any actual taco meat fountains. But there are nacho cheese fountains, so as a society, I think we're headed in the right direction. If you've seen an unusual fountain or some sort of reception, food setup, and would like to share it with the show, I'd love to hear from you. You can send a message using the link in the episode description. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars and your hands on your wallet.